Danny Herron was opposed by Aaron Seeley tonight, and the veteran right-hander has been going great guns of late. Came in with a 6-5 record, but 4-1 over his last 6 ball games, during which time he held the ERA down to 1.65. And once again, he gave a solid 6-inning performance out there. And when he left, we had a 2-2 ball game. Herron had a little bit of a rockier start after giving up a 2-out double, but no damage in the first inning. Got into trouble in the second, but before that happened, the A's had given him a brief lead with 2 out in the second inning. Dan Johnson, fresh off a 3-hit game yesterday. His first look at Seeley, and he hits it hard into left center field. That's a long blast, and it's going to be in between and roll to the wall, and into second base goes Johnson. Good opposite field poke that time, slicing away from center, but equally splitting the 2 outfielders, and the A's have a 2-out double.
Boy, you can just see almost every day, Bill, how much more comfortable Dan Johnson looks in a big league uniform.
I agree. Swisher then came up, and he was pretty hit-starved right now, 5 for his last 35, and he had a low percentage of production with runners in scoring position, but not tonight. Here it comes. Fastball. That one has hit the left field and hit well, sending Wynn back, still going back. He can't reach it. It's off the wall. Racing in to score from second base is Dan Johnson. And Nick Swisher comes through with that runner in scoring position this time. An opposite field shot off the wall for 2 bases and a 1-0 A's lead.
Randy Wynn fooled by that, Bill. He hesitated. I think he would have caught it and then went back, and the ball hit off his glove. Ruled a double. It's a good scoring decision.
But Herron had his trouble getting settled in. That second inning gave up a leadoff hit to Raul Ibanez. After a force-out, Jeremy Reed was the hitter. Runner going. There's a drive belted to right field down toward the corner. Base hit into the corner. Here's Lopez from first to third, racing for the plate. Here's the throw into the cutoff man, but no throw to the plate at all. And scoring is Lopez with a tying run. Jeremy Reed with a double into the right field corner. Then Herron hit the rookie shortstop Mike Morse with a pitch that put runners at first and second. Pat Borders, the 42-year-old catcher, went down swinging for strike 3, but still looming as the threat was Ichiro at the top of the order. Bouncing ball, guided through the hole to left. Base hit, racing around from second on the way to the plate is Reed. The throw, the slide, the tag, safe! 2-1 Mariners, and exploding out of the A's dugout. Here comes Ken Maka to get between Kendall and the plate umpire, Brian Onora, who made the safe call.
Kendall thought that he got his leg on the corner of the plate and blocked him off.
Well, whatever the replay showed, that the decision stood, and the A's were looking at a deficit, and Seeley settled in, retired 7 straight batters until Dan Johnson led off in the 5th inning with what looked like an inning-opening overture. Breaking ball. That one is hit in the air well to right center field, and a running, diving, tumbling catch is made in center field by Jeremy Wynn. Holy Toledo. I thought it was fine. He was angling to deep right center field in that vast area out there. Went up to the backhand side. He's a left-handed thrower. Flipped his feet and then came down in a tumble and a rollover. And Ken made a good comment. A comparison in style and center field and effectiveness to Mark Kotze. High praise indeed. Up next was Nick Swisher. Here's the pitch. Swing, and there's a drive to right, sending Ichiro back. Still going back. Climbs the wall. And that was gone for a game-tying home run. Swisher has driven in both A's runs tonight. He caught that on the nose to right field. Ichiro, who's a master at climbing the wall, gave everything he could, but it was beyond his reach. And Swisher hits his 5th of the year. We have a 2-2 game. The A's threatened in the 6th with a Chavez leadoff double, but on a good play on a ball off the bat of Hatterberg, the shortstop Morse got Chavez trying to go to third. Before the inning was over, Dan Johnson had his 2nd hit, and the A's had runners at the corners, but Seeley finished his night by getting Swisher to hit into a force-out, and it was going to be the bullpen from then on for the Seattle Mariners. Meantime, Herron was beginning to settle in. After giving up a leadoff single to Beltre in the third, there would not be another hit by the Mariners the rest of the night off Herron, and only one other base runner. That came with a walk in the fifth. In the sixth, though, he got some help with one out and Reed up. There's a swing and a high drive to right. Going back on it, Swisher. He's near the wall. He leaps and comes down with it. Nick Swisher, high near the horizontal yellow stripe, pulls that one down, and that is out number 2. So Reed got a case of his own medicine. And on a re-look at the replay, it was pretty certain that Swisher took away a home run from Jeremy Reed. The A's left 3 on in the 7th inning against relievers Mateo and Ballone, unable to break the tie. And when they came up in the 8th, Herron had continued to master the Mariner bats, and Bobby Kelly led off in the top of the 8th.
Yep. Now Ballone turns on the rubber and delivers to Kelty, and it's a fly ball to deep left center field. Reed going back. Reed is at the track. He's going to watch it. It's gone. And Bobby Kelty gives the A's the lead with a left center field home run leading off in the 8th inning, and it's 3-2 Athletic. It's his 4th on an 0-1 pitch.
After Ballone got the next 2 hitters, Mike Hargrove opted to go to Jeff Nelson, the veteran right-hander, to face Mark Ellis, but Ellis beat out a ground ball to shortstop to keep the inning alive. When Nelson walked Kendall, it brought up Mark Kotze, who was in a deep slump, despite the fact that he hit 2 balls on the button earlier tonight that were caught. He was 0 for his last 17 as he worked the 1-1 count.
And the 1-1 pitch is driven to right field. Ichiro back at the track. He's going to watch Kotze a 3-run home run to right field. And now the A's have some insurance. It is 6-2 Athletics on a 3-run home run to right field by Mark Kotze.
And at that point, a lot of folks here among a crowd of over 27,000 decided they would pursue other matters elsewhere. And then in the 9th inning, when the Mariners came up, was Kiko Calero giving up a harmless single with 2 out. Pinch hitter Dave Hansen at the plate trying to keep the evening going. He's ready and delivers with a runner going, and there's a pop-up. Shortstop or third base. At third base, Eric Chavez has it. The ball game is over. And the A's, with late power and a strong pitching performance by Danny Herron in winning his 4th consecutive decision, win the first game of this series in Seattle tonight. They won 3 straight overall, and the final score, the A's 6 and the Mariners 2. And a jubilant Nick Swisher talked with our telecasting group, Kite and Ray Fosse, before he left for the post-game shower, and I think it's interesting to hear his comments tonight.
Road series where you took 2 out of 3 in Atlanta, and how important it was to start playing better on the road. How important was that series to get this team going into this series?
Oh, I think it was huge. I mean, to have the opportunity to go in and take 2 out of 3 from any team, especially in this league. Just really excited about the things that are happening to us, and we're getting back to playing good baseball.
Swish, 3 important things happening tonight. Opposite field double to drive in a run, a home run to tie the game, and you robbed Jeremy Reed of a home run. 1 to 3, which is the top of the list for you?
You know what? I'll take the defensive play. I mean, he took a nice hit away from Kotze, and it was funny because I came in, and, well, here it is right here.
Well, explain also, because you got back and jumped straight up so the wall didn't stop you. How important is that as far as catching the ball like that?
Well, as soon as he hit it, I mean, the first thing I thought was that's way deep. But, it was just one of those perfect plays, and, I was just able to make it.
And then, Nick, in the 5th inning, you got a home run, and you also got a hit earlier in the game on an 0-2 pitch. And sometimes an 0-2 pitch, you hit a ball good to left field. What did that have to do with maybe you hitting the home run later on? Because your double is a pretty good stroke the opposite way, and then you pulled the home run.
Well, it was just one of those things where Seeley really had his breaking ball working today, and he was really getting it over for strikes, and I was just looking for a good fastball to hit, and I got one.
And the important thing about that, he tried to start the fastball in. Pat Waters, his catcher, moved in. He wanted to break it back, probably over the inside corner, but we've seen so many left-handers buckle their knees and take a pitch inside. When you see the fastball coming in, how do you stay on it?
Well, it's just one of those things that Hudge has been on my case about all year is, two-strike hitting. And, I think there's times, not only for me, but for everybody when, you get a little frustrated. And, for me, I sometimes swing a little too hard with 2 strikes than I should. But, I'm just trying to get back to keeping things extremely simple. And just trying to put the ball in play hard.
And Nick, what can you say about Danny Herron? Boy, he is really coming to his own. Another great performance tonight, and we're almost starting to get used to his 7 innings pitched, 8 innings pitched of a 1-run or 2-run baseball.
Well, I tell you what, it's huge. I mean, 2 back-to-back starts that are unbelievable by Blanton and then today Herron. But hey, all these guys, these young pitchers that people were getting down on, sort of, I guess, early in the season, are becoming the pitchers that everybody thinks they're going to be. And, everyone in our locker room knew that's what was going to happen. And, we're just excited to, go out and put up some runs for them.
Hey, Nick, great job tonight. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, fellas.
Nick Swisher with Glenn Kuiper and Ray Frosty. His thoughts about tonight's 6-2 A's win in Seattle. Ken will be back.